great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has it hotline. You may wonder why I want to start with New York Mayor de Blasio. He's concerned that folks in the Big Apple don't know how to use their toilets properly, Brandon. So he tweeted out 4 things that should go in your toilet.
Oh, man.
I'm not making this up. This is the mayor of New York City.
Well, I could think of 2 things.
Well, he said poop, pee, puke, and toilet paper.
Yeah.
Those are the 4 things that can go. So he's tweeting out to his childish city and people that live there, I guess. Poop, pee, puke, and toilet paper.
Yeah.
So, Brandon, and by the way, he says everything else causes fatbergs.
Fatbergs? Wait, what?
Fatbergs, B-E-R-G-S.
Oh, okay.
Fatbergsfree. New York City, okay, is the city's public service campaign to fight the problem, and it features videos in both English and Spanish.
Oh, my gosh.
According to the site, the word fatberg combines the words fat and iceberg to describe the masses of the grease and personal hygiene products that have been found lingering in sewers around the world. They're used, disgusting, destructive, and costly. So, Brandon, when you go home tonight, you now have a definition to explain to your bride. If she doesn't already know what a fatberg is, she now knows what 4 things to put in the toilet and what happens if you put other things in there. So that New York City mayor in the big city of New York with nothing to do and all day to do it in, and they're paying him to do that, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow. I just thought, golly.
We've progressed so much
we're just moving along.
As we move through the 21st century.
Oh, my God. It's just phenomenal. All right. There was a little get-together in Baton Rouge, and I was wondering why the other day they printed an article in the Advocate from the LSU Menship School news service. Why does state GOP recruit so few women to run for office? Now, that was on top to shoot down Republicans. That was on top of the conference they had yesterday. Women in Louisiana politics discuss hurdles faced, ways to overcome them. Everybody has hurdles. I don't care if you're male or female. I don't care if you're black or white. But they sent this out because as they were having it, they wanted to make sure women should be voting Democrat. And I was glad to see that Louis Gervich, chairman of the Republican Party, because once again, another ignorant leftist article printed in the Advocate with no facts. So he responded to the article. Okay? They didn't talk to Republican officials. They didn't do anything. But Gervich responded to the article. The fact is that of the 22 women currently serving in the Louisiana legislature, there's 144 total serving, 22 women. 12 are Republicans, Brian. Would you say the Democrats are not doing their job? But they didn't say that. But they wrote an article based on why ain't Republicans reaching out to more women and recruiting more women. And they got more Republican women in the legislature than they do Democrats. But when they write the article, once again, fake news, misinformation. And I'm glad this guy put this out. It should be also pointed out that the author of the article said it did not bother. Well, let me back up. It said one more is in March 30th runoff against a male Democrat, largely funded by out-of-state left-wing political organizations. So our party has the potential to soon add another female Republican. And if the female wins, they'll have 13 to 10. But when they wrote the article, it was right before they did the women's conference. He says, on further note is the fact that a number of Democrat females in the Louisiana legislative delegation have actually decreased since 2015, while the number of Republicans have increased. Misinformation, false information, put it out there. The advocate will run anything that ain't true to beat up a Republican. The advocate will run anything that ain't true to support Bill Edwards. The advocate will run anything that's not true. That paper has went from a decent newspaper to one of the worst things that ever popped up in Louisiana. Thank you, John George. As regard to statewide elected officials, in addition to electing Republican females Commission of Elections, the fact is the GOP has nominated or endorsed female Republicans in the U.S. Senate, Lieutenant Governor, Attorney General, and Insurance Commissioner, several of whom are defeated in vicious campaigns conducted by the good old boy Democrat political machine. In other words, Republicans have put women up, but here comes that nasty party of filth, Democrat party who beat up on these women like yard dogs. In Louisiana, most recent statewide races just last November, 2 of the 4 female candidates for Secretary of State were Republican women. So, and he talks about in the party what females are standing. It's amazing. The LSU Manship School, which is a little leftist organization too, writes stuff like this. And by the way, he states that the offensive LSU Manship School News Service article does not help the cause of women in pursuing political office rather than reverse. Look, women can run for office. Best of luck to them. In some cases, they'd probably be better than men because men have screwed up a lot of stuff. But the fact of the matter is some women choose not to run. Some women choose to stay at home. Some women choose to work, stay at home, be moms, be wives. And some women just don't like politics. So I've never been into, well, we need more white men, more white women, more black men, more black women, more Hispanics. When you start doing that, you're not looking for the best person. You're not looking for the best person that can possibly take I'm not just talking about political. I'm talking about CEOs, managers, and everything else that goes with it. Pick the best. If you pick the best, you're going to pick some women. If you pick the best, you're going to pick black. You're going to pick black men. You're going to pick black women. You're going to pick women. You're going to pick Hispanic. You're going to pick the people that can get the job done. When we start looking at what the Democrats have done, where we need so many of this color and so many of this gender and so many of this, well, how many gay people are in there? How many transvestites in there? How many, people that were a man yesterday but a woman today go in a woman's bathroom? I mean, we got to do all this with numbers? It's never worked like that, and it never will. If somebody gets a job, Brandon, look at all that stuff going on with the academia and all the cheating, okay, for people who had money who were able to buy their kids into these schools, okay? That's the same thing. They're getting there because of where they are in life. Those students weren't the best students. They had people that were better than them that didn't get to go. And these people got to go because of who they were or who their mama and daddies were or who they knew. That's what's going to happen if we go, well, we need 8 women. We need 4 blacks. We need 7 white men. And we need 9 Hispanics. We need 2 gay dudes and 2 gay women. I mean, if that's what we're going to base everything off, we're not going to pick the best and brightest. The best and brightest are not at Harvard because some of them got there because, well, mama was able to give $500,000. That's a sick thing that happened. And so when I see some women in Louisiana politics discuss hurdles faced, if I ran for office, and I'm never going to run, Brandon, I have hurdles. Do you think you have hurdles if you run for office?
Absolutely. We all have hurdles.
So why do you think women have hurdles? Women have the same hurdles men have. No, they don't, Griffon. You don't understand. Let me tell you, I know women because they're smart and they're gorgeous. Brandon, I never forget this. I've been in sales all my life. Uh-huh. I was in Monroe, West Monroe. There's no cut on that area because I love that area. I was waiting to see a corporate guy. Guy owned the business. Mm-hmm. It was a small business, but he owned the business. And I waited. So finally I got in. And when I walked in, they had this gorgeous saleswoman walking up. By the way, this might have been 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever. So I sat down and started making my pitch and telling him. He sat there and tore my card up in front of me. I said, boy, I've offended this guy. And he said, nothing personal. He said, but you see that thing that just walked out of here? I said, the lady that walked out? He said, yeah. He said, I'm going to do business with her. And she looks a hell of a lot better than you. And I sat there and we laughed, and he threw my card in the garbage. He said, I'm serious. That's who I do business with. That's the only person I'm going to do business with. And it was because she was a beautiful woman. The women have advantages on men in a lot of areas. Trust me, a lot of areas that men don't have advantages.
Now, if you would have worn the pink Speedo, that might have helped you out, Moon.
The pink Speedo would have got me thrown out the window. What I'm saying is women have advantages. You ladies out there, don't y'all think y'all have some advantages too? And they always make this thing gender or race, gender or race. Here comes the advocate again. Now it's gender. Women, it's not fair. A good-looking, smart woman beat a man a lot of times in almost anything. We got to take a break. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. Your calls are welcome. Hi, hello. Welcome back, Moon Griffon Show. Yes. Great to have you with us. Yes. Trying to pop the Republican Party right before they have a little conference in Baton Rouge on women in politics. The manship, School of Manship, or whatever you call it. They are able to write the article, put it in the Advocate, then they do this conference, and it's about Republicans are just not, they just don't care about women. Oh, that's a bunch of bunk. Women know that, too. Young women may not know it yet, but most women know that. And it's amazing to watch how they set these things up. And so the Republican Party pops back. If this woman wins this special runoff, they'll have 13 Republicans and 10 Democrats. Seems like to me the Democrats are the ones that aren't being fair to the women. And if they wouldn't pushing to kill so many babies, 61 million and counting, maybe even more women from the Democrat Party. But, you got to kill them babies. So it's just amazing. By the way, I also get a kick out of this. Now, this hit the Advocate, too. Brandon, they rededicated, after 20 years, the Hilario Center. The Hilario Center, of course, West Bank, John Hilario's dad, that they named the Hilario Center after, of course, his dad, but they got the same name, both of them John Hilario. So they rededicated, and it's a big deal. They're rededicating something they dedicated 20 years ago. Brandon, you think it has anything to do with a thing called re-election this year? You think it has anything to do with, let's put John on the front page, the handler, the guy that, the grown up in the room, the Michael Jordan of the legislature, the guy that everybody talks about with great leadership and, we last and everything. So I just kind of got a kick out of rededicating a center named after him and his dad. That's what we do in Louisiana. That's supposed to be positive and upbeat, and everybody's supposed to be pumped up about it. Ralph Abraham, Congressman Abraham, has pitched Louisiana for the new Space Command headquarters to President Trump. See, there's somebody right there going after business. By the way, in the same note, I heard that John Bel Edwards' lawyers have sent a message to Donald Trump that if you bring it here, we'll sue it. We'll sue it, and we'll make some more money. And we'll call it economic development. So anyway, Ralph Abraham is trying to get the President of the United States, which, by the way, why not? Why not try to do something like that in Louisiana? I'll tell y'all what. I'm just going to be blunt with you. I believe we have a better chance of getting the Space Command headquarters than we do the helicopter company. I do. And I think we got a better chance to get the Space Command company and before 2025 than we get the helicopter company by 2025. So I hope Ralph Abraham's successful because, we need something dealing with space. And I'm not convinced the helicopter company will make it at all. I'll believe it when I see it. Beto O'Rourke. Beto What's his real name, Brandon? You remember?
Oh, I don't remember offhand.
His name's not like Larry or something, huh?
No.
Beto starts presidential campaign. I never seen, besides Barack Obama, I never seen an empty suit as much as this guy. And guess what he's running on? He's running on, if immigration is a problem, it's the best possible problem we have.
Robert Francis Beto O'Rourke.
Well, I want to call him Francis. Francis is running for president. Francis wants to be the next president. And he wants them borders wide open. By the way, folks, I don't have a lot of hope. I was hoping Donald Trump could get that done. It's not Trump's fault. I don't have a lot of hope with Republicans and Democrats of them ever protecting our borders. If they ever were going to be protected, they would be protected when Trump won, McConnell and Paul Ryan, they would have done this, and they didn't. I have no belief, unless Donald Trump can do it by himself, they're not going to protect that border. They're not going to do it because they would have done it already. All right, 844-766-6607, Hickson has it hotline. If you'd like to be part of the program, we'll take a break and be right back. Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has it hotline. Let's jump gears for a few minutes. Y'all been hearing me brag about a new statewide ad we got. Danny Urigas joins us. He is, of course, with our friends at Acadian Waste Services. All right, brother, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me today.
Well, I like, by the way, he always says on his card, the number one man in the number two business. Where you come up with that?
It's funny you bring that up. I've had that slogan probably about 17, 18 years.
The day I met you, you gave me the slogan. That was been a while now.
The number one man in the number two business. So let's go back to when I first started in the garbage business. I started selling portalets and front load containers and roll off containers. So I was at an LSU game at a brother-in-law's consuming some frosty beverages. And I told him, I said, listen, we need to come up with a slogan, guys. Y'all need to help me while our mind is free and clear. And we need to do a pun on words or numbers
well,
or something
not true.
like
You
that.
should have waited about 4 hours into a LSU tailgate. You'd come up with slogans that you couldn't use, but it'd be funny.
Well, that particular game, they were blowing them out of the water, so we had some time to play. And we came up with, number one man and number two business. I said, let me write it down. Give me a napkin. So I wrote it down and shoved it in my pocket. And the next day or whatever it was, my wife was cleaning out the pockets, or I don't remember. And I found the napkin and I said, oh my God, that's it. I'm putting it on my cards and it's stuck. And it's given us a lot of opportunity to be able to walk into places and just break the ice and talk about that little clever, silly, whatever you want to call it, saying.
Well, a couple of things. What areas do y'all service?
That's a great question. So certainly today I want to talk about front load containers right now. We service, of course, the Acadiana market. We service Rapides, Allen Parish, or what they call the Alexandria Pineville Metroplex area. And then we also service the Golden Triangle area, which is Beaumont, Port Arthur, Orange, Texas.
Yeah, that's really, really branch. All right. One of the things, and me and you talked about this when we were coming up with a design on a commercial, was you come across a lot of people when they get their bills, they start seeing their bills go up and they get excessive fees. And all of a sudden they go, hold up, I was paying this 2 months ago or 6 months ago. Now I'm way up here. Talk a little bit about that. How can you help people with that? Because apparently that's a problem.
It is a problem. I receive numerous calls a day, and we work with people every day because they talk about what you just talked about. Are you tired of getting your bills and you see that, first of all, these constant rate hikes, and then you say, what the heck is an administrative fee? What's these environmental fees for? What is these refresh charges for? What is the container overage fees? What is all this about? My bill for garbage is $75, but by the time you tack on all these excessive fees, oh my God, I'm paying several hundreds of dollars a month for garbage, and this is crazy. So we work with them, and if they have a contract, that's no problem. We sit down with them, we schedule an appointment, and get them out of there.
One of the things I want you to mention real quick is that we're talking about residential, but you're also talking about business. You do both. You cover both, correct?
Correct. So today we're talking about front load containers, and generally we're talking about the mom and pop businesses out there, but also the oil field companies, ranches or farms that may have these type of containers behind their business or shop or that sort of thing to get rid of their daily waste.
Yeah. So it's a daily deal, but y'all work with contracts, schedules, all that kind of stuff?
Yes, absolutely.
What if somebody says, man, I'm in a contract for 6 more months? Is that something you can help them with or not?
Absolutely. What we'd like to do, we don't have enough time today, but we'd love to have them call our office at 337-205-7710. Now look, if you don't have a pen, grab a pen. 337-205-7710. I answer all of those phone calls. You press 1 for sales. It's going to come directly to my phone. My phone's on 24 hours a day.
This guy will work. Ever since I met him, he will work, and he doesn't matter what time. So
you call me, and we're going to call you back. I'm on the phone a lot, but I will call you back, and we're going to sit down with you and come up with a plan. Number one, we're going to save you some money. We're going to give you excellent service, and we're going to work with you to help you with your contractual issue.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Once again, give out the name of the company, the phone number, and Danny, if you got a website, if people need to go to it, do all that.
Great. So,
by the way, I suggest you call him because you're going to get him.
You can
the guy talking right now is the guy you're going to talk to.
I am the guy. So that's one of the things that our competitors can't offer. Oftentimes you call in, you're going to speak to folks in Phoenix or Tupelo, Mississippi or Houston, Texas. The name of our company is Acadiana Waste Services. Our phone number is 337-205-7710, or you can email me at danny@acadianawaste.com. Thanks, Moon.
By the way, the number one man and the number two business.
You got him.
All right, brother. Thank you, Danny. God bless, man. Love to see businesses run off the ground. We're all about the business at the Moon Griffon Show. We're about it. Louisiana companies growing and roll. By the way, can we set some of these front load deal stuff in Baton Rouge? And as the people vote, we might can dump some of them in there.
I'm here to talk trash.
I am too. I'm talking trash right now, man.
Not politics.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Appreciate everybody joining us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. By the way, Danny's wife, Judy, made some, what do you call them?
Lemon cheese bars?
Yeah.
Man, those things are ridiculously good.
I had to watch Brandon eat 4 of them.
I ate 4 of them. I mean, I figured I needed to eventually share them with other people, so I brought them to the front, and Janet and Nicole were out there checking them out. But, man, they're so good.
Yeah, they're really good. But anyway, I'm sure they're good, Brandon. They look like they're good. Every one of them you bit into.
Oh, man.
I got reasons for not eating that anymore, but I'm just telling you, if I could, I would. But anyway, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. Bessie endorsed a $1,000 teacher pay raise right during the election year. And we got plenty of money. Teachers will make over $50,000 a year on the average. You know, the average salary for a couple in this state is $46,000 family of 4. Teachers will average $50,000. The best retirement system in the world, better than anything anybody else has. And but remember now, the average family of 4 works 12 months a year. I'm just giving you numbers. You can get mad if you want to. I told you, I wish teachers made $100,000 a year. It is a political year deal. Bell Edwards leading the charge for $1,000 pay raise. You know, and it's incredible to continue to watch that as an issue. Yet Bell Edwards shows up at Bessie. He gets the headlines. Man, what a guy. They ain't had a pay raise in 10 years. I know people in the last 10 years lost all their jobs, lost their pay raise, and didn't add anything to their pension. They had to start living on their pension to survive. But let's don't write about them. Let's don't write about the businesses that are gone. We shouldn't write about them. $140 million in increased public school spending. You ever notice that they complain about budgets in K through 12 and higher ed, and the budgets really never go down? I know Bobby Jindal, he stripped them, yeah, but what they don't tell you about him saying They took $700 million out of education. They raised the fees probably $500 or $600 million too. They just don't tell you everything. And I don't have a problem with teacher pay raise. They're going to get one anyway. I'm just saying this, we better start worrying about the private sector and the private businesses. We better make sure we change things so they can prosper. When I walked out of here at right before the show and walked back in. There was a gentleman leaving in the oil and gas industry. And I asked him how it was going. He said, it's going good. I said, business been good? He said, it's just up and down in Louisiana. I said, man, I hate to hear that. He said, well, lawsuits. He said, a lot of my buddies are working in Texas. He's had a bunch of friends, man. That was in the oil and gas industry. And, people hang around with people they go to work with and do the same things for a living. And he said, man, I don't get to see my buddies no more. He said, I don't see many of them anymore. And I said, why? He said, they're working in Texas. It broke my heart. But we worried about teachers' pay raise. Don't worry about somebody's job and livelihood. The same governor that they're going to give praise for putting $140 million. Now, by the way, that's going to go up. Inflation going to go up. We're going to have to have even more money the next year. They want to praise him, is run out the people we need here to create a tax base so we can have jobs in education. And we can have jobs. We can have higher ed. But out the private sector, folks, there's nothing. And you're going to see it because with this governor, and if he unfortunately would hang around, man, he's going to devastate this state. You haven't seen nothing yet. I know teachers deserve pay raises. I think talk show hosts deserve pay raises. I think accountants deserve pay raises. I think small business owners deserve pay raises. Not just teachers. We have to live too. We deserve tax breaks. We had a tax break that was coming back right from Donald Trump. Bel Air was intercepted it and went the other way. Kept it, every stinking penny of it. And by the way, they continue on this range. What did he say again? He said, we got plenty of money because the economy is doing so well. Not that we overtax, that the economy was doing so well. That was the comment that he made. Once again, same comment, doesn't matter if it's true or not. Folks, I have no problem with teachers' pay raises. Wouldn't you like to see how many other state employees are receiving pay raises? How many people out there that work for the state in the DOTD receiving pay raises? Is your job important to your family? I'm just kind of curious. How come every political year we do pay raises? They don't hear about it, and then you hear about it during the election year. And I don't know about y'all, but I've said this a long time now. I'm tired of elected officials like Bell Edwards using teachers. And that's what they're doing. Using teachers for a vote so they can stay in office, making 3 times the money you make. And teachers are allowed to be used as pawns in the political system. Okay? Because they really don't care about politics. They really care about doing their job for the most part. I just think it's pitiful that every election year we talk about pay raises. All right, let's go to Lee in Alexandria. Lee, how you doing?
Doing fairly well, Moon. How are you?
Doing fine, sir.
I'm sick of the whole process. I'm sick of them coming after everything. We can't, self-employed. You can't do anything. They're going to put another regulation on you. They're going to do something to get anything that you would receive as maybe an increase in wage on yourself, Yep. It's pathetic.
Well,
it's pathetic.
And
this whole, there's 16, and also on another subject, there's 16 states now at the governor, they signed into law that concealed carry, the only thing you need, the Second Amendment is enough for a citizen to use concealed carry, They voted it through. One just, I think last Friday they signed it in the law. The governor, I think maybe it's in Missouri or somewhere, which I could be wrong. But, if Abraham, the first one that gets behind this in the state of Louisiana is going to pull millions of votes there.
When they get behind what? You know? Say that again. Get behind what?
Making concealed carry legal without having to go down there and pass a test or jump through hoops.
You know what?
And pay a fee.
They might could do something different. No argument here. I don't think you will ever see them just hand out and say, "Hey, you can have a permit." Although the Second Amendment really gives you that right. The Second Amendment gives you that right.
Permit.
Yeah.
Eliminate the permit. The Second Amendment guarantees me, you know what I'm saying, the freedom that I have to carry a firearm, you know. And it's your state governments who are making it illegal for somebody to carry it concealed without a permit. Like I said earlier, there's 16 states saying no permit required. The Second Amendment is enough, okay? So in those 16 states, you don't have to have a permit. You don't have to have permission, in other words, from your state government to carry a firearm. And that's what we need here.
Yeah. All right, brother. Appreciate the call. I'm not arguing with you on that. There's going to be pushback on it, but I'm not arguing with them. A lot of people believe the Second Amendment gives you the right to carry anyway. You know, when I travel, I carry. I don't carry in and out every day, but I do. If I want to travel, leave something in the truck or take in the truck, I will. I'll just protect myself. You know, some people may not agree with that, but I think if somebody wants to carry, they should be allowed to carry. There's always going to be rules and laws against carrying a weapon in federal buildings and things of that nature. But I understand what he's saying. All right, let's go. Peter in Lafayette. How you doing, Peter?
Pretty good. How you doing, Moon?
Doing fine, sir.
Big fan.
Thank you.
I'm also a licensed firearm instructor.
Yeah.
Man, this last guy you had on there thinking the Constitution gives you the right to carry a gun. I mean, carrying a gun is a very you have certain responsibilities.
Sure, I agree.
And a lot of people don't know the ins and outs of carrying a firearm every day. And they could really get themselves in a tight bind with law enforcement, you know.
So you like the idea of somebody having to go learn what they're doing before they're given a permit, basically?
Oh, absolutely.
But what about someone like me? I don't carry it on my body, but if I want to travel, I'll stick my gun on the front seat.
You don't need a permit to carry a gun inside your car.
No, that's what I meant. I mean, for someone like me, I hope I never use it. I just want it there just in case. But and anyway, if a policeman stops me, state trooper, I roll the window down. First thing I tell him is, "Officer, I have a gun in there." One time,
absolutely.
One time, the officer got me to come out to the back of the truck.
Absolutely.
A second time, he got me to get out. He said, "If you don't mind," he asked me, he said, "I'm going to take it and unload it, and I'll give it back to you when you leave." I said, "Yes, sir." That was it. It was that simple.
Right. A lot of people carry a gun on a daily basis. A lot of places don't allow you to carry a gun. And like I said, you could get yourself in a bind by carrying where you're not supposed to.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just saying that what I'm doing, carrying it on the road, is just strictly for protection. But I do make sure that if I get stopped, I do make sure the officer knows I have that gun in there.
Actually, as a licensed concealed carry holder, if you are detained by police for any reason, you're supposed to tell the officer immediately that, you know, you have a concealed handgun, even if you don't have the handgun on you, even if you just have a permit. You're supposed to notify the officer and let him know that, you know, you have a concealed handgun permit.
Yeah. By the way, not surprised about that at all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, brother. Appreciate the call. Let's go to Jack the Ripper. I'm just joking on the Ripper. On the road, Albuquerque. How you doing, Jack?
Hey, doing fine, Moon. Look, you were talking about the teacher pay raises, and, of course, you know, I was a teacher there for several years. You know, I don't understand who Governor Edwards is trying to win votes from, you know, because, like you said, it's an election year. Majority of the teachers already vote for him, and the ones that I know that won't vote for him just because he gives them $1,000.
Well, it's not teachers' pay teachers for say that vote for him. It's teachers' unions. And when you figure the unions, you figure in everybody, custodians, everybody. And those are the ones that really vote for him. And they're getting a little raise, too. So the thing about it is perception is the big deal. And that's why they do this thing in the newspaper and the advocate and the teacher pay raise and the big deal. But, I'm sure these are all company people that had to take half pay price jobs would like a pay raise, too. I'm sure these companies would like to give them to them.
I absolutely understand that because I left teaching. I went into the oil field. Thank goodness I had my teaching degree to fall back on. But I took a 67% pay cut going back to teaching because of the oil field. And, of course, now I'm out driving, I'm driving transport trucks because the oil field is not stable enough for me to feel confident enough because I'm not going to move to Texas.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
that's
not
your
gonna
choices.
move out.
That's your choices. Move to Texas or go be a teacher to get a pay raise. Look, I'm all for teachers getting pay raise. I ain't got a problem with it. I don't care. They make $100,000 a year, more than me. They can make $100,000 more than me right now. Good for them. I'm just telling you that this is political, and don't tell me other people don't need pay raises too. But in the private sector, your company's got to do good to get a pay raise. In the public sector, all they got to do is tax the hell out of the people to take it, and that's what they did. Mostly Democrats, all Democrats with some funny Republicans. Anyway, got to go. Jack, we got to take a break. More to Moon Griffon Show right after this. Hello, welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. If you'd like to be part of the program, you're, you know what? We can get into some of the stuff that's going on. I know, and by the way, I know Mr. Rispone and Mr. Abraham, and everybody that's kind of don't know him and don't know and all that kind of stuff. Need to understand that these two candidates, okay, one of them's got some experience in government, one doesn't. Both business guys are good guys, and good people can run this state with no problem. It's called issues. We had Jeff Landry on here. It's inexcusable what he thinks the governor's doing to us. Inexcusable what he thinks the governor's doing to us when it comes to, taking a stand with the death penalty. Folks, the death penalty is important. I've never looked at it as a way to deter anybody. God changes hearts only, not laws. So the governor really took a stand against the death penalty. Well, now Ralph Abraham says the governor refuses to take a stance on the death penalty. I'll tell you exactly where I stand. I'm standing with Attorney General Jeff Landry. Not only am I in favor of the death penalty, but I'm in favor of enforcing it. If you murder someone in Louisiana, you should know that when caught, you will be put to death. And while we're at it, I'd like to see child molesters added to the list of death penalty eligible offenses. That's a pretty aggressive stance for an elected official. There's no greater monster than someone who harms an innocent child. I've been saying that for years. You're going to do this, and you're going to take a child's innocence away? Why should you have your life? Just doesn't make sense for Bill Edwards to be on the wrong side of almost every issue and be the governor. He's the wrong side of the issue when it comes to business. He's on the wrong side of the issue when it comes to the Second Amendment. He's on the wrong side of the wrong side when it comes to death penalty. He's on the wrong side when it comes to taxes. He's on the wrong side when it comes to going after businesses. He's on the wrong side. And you'll see that on Election Day because I believe people will get up and go vote and say enough's enough. I've not seen a response from Eddie Rispone yet. Says Rispone's campaign didn't respond to multiple requests from the advocate this week for comment on the death penalty. I don't know where Eddie stands on that. But Ralph Abraham says, I'm for the death penalty. Folks, why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you be for getting rid of people who are never going to contribute to society. And look what they've already done. So it's not hard. There's somebody, Brandon, and Brandon, you might could pull it up for me. Somebody's going to introduce a bill in the state legislature to get rid of the death penalty. I want to know who's on that. I want to know who's the person behind this. I want to know now. I just think we ought to find out who's behind this. All right, you got it?
So it is representative out of New Iberia, Terry Landry. Remember, Terry Landry used to be a state policeman.
He wants to get rid of the death penalty?
He'll be bringing back his bill abolishing the death penalty. This is not the first time he's brought it up.
He's a Republican?
No. No.
I just wanted to know what...
he used to be superintendent of state police, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. State police.
He's described the death penalty as, quote, barbaric and inhumane.
Yep, and I guess balling a child alive is humane. I guess raping a 3-year-old is humane, Terry. Makes no sense. It's supposed to be inhumane. You're putting people to sleep. You're killing them. You're wiping them off the map. What do you think they're supposed to be? Nice? Sweet? Why should we keep paying for them? To do what? Gee whiz. But I'm not surprised. He's already tried to push it before. I guess I wish Terry would go sit in front of these families and have to listen to all this. Let him go, Terry Landry, go sit in front of these families and listen to these people and find out how they got killed. And tell me, Terry, is that humane? Death penalty's been around since Earth began. Gee whiz. Why don't we just let them go, huh, Terry? I mean, maybe you like the new reform package that's going to let 40,000 felons vote if they want to vote. Oh, man. All right, 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. Call in Kashada. How you doing, Kashada? That's all the thing I remember on one of these gambling commercials. Kashada.
Oh, hi, Moon.
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm doing fine. I just wanted to give my thoughts on the death penalty.
Yeah.
I do not think it should be abolished. And I know yesterday there was talk about some thought it was deterrent and some thought it wasn't. I think to the average person, it's a deterrent. If you're going to think about premeditated murder or, in any form, of course.
Carla, let me stop you. I'm not saying it can't be a deterrent because it can. I'm just saying overall, these people that are evil and their hearts are just wiped out. By the way, Smollett, please not. Oh, please not. Those people probably. You can only change their hearts. That's the only point I'm making. You got to change your heart, and a heart's changed by God only. A law doesn't really change your heart. That's all I'm saying. Somebody may rethink something, and that's good. But I mean, when somebody wants to kill somebody, Lord have mercy.
Well, that's true, and I believe with you 100%. It is God in us that prevents us from that. If somebody snaps, that's an awful situation. They have to face what they have to face. But then I also just one more thing.
Yeah.
The abortion.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't see how somebody can say that. The death penalty, and not everybody gets the death penalty. Only some. I think whoever gets that, then God help them. That's what they get. But when you want to abort a baby, and if the baby survives, let it lay on the table, walk out of the room, and let the baby die, that is immoral.
Well, let me tell you something. But the big difference is that baby's so innocent, didn't do anything. That person that's got the death penalty has been proven guilty of something heinous. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if Representative Landry believes in abortion, Brandon. That would be my question. And if Landry doesn't believe in abortion, maybe his bill should be tied to no abortion nor death penalty. Although The child's innocent, the other person's not. Gotta go, caller. God bless. Shadow. We'll talk to you later, caller. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got Bubba on the road. Bubba, how you doing?
I'm good, Boone. How you?
I'm doing great. Good to hear from you.
Doing good. I got a question. I got a picture I need to paint, and then I need somebody to explain it to me.
Don't count on it, but we'll try.
Okay. On the Fox News app on my phone yesterday, I seen this article where this man in Wisconsin, 56 years old,
yeah,
got arrested, taken to jail because he threw 8 puppies away in a trash bag. Now, I'm not condoning what he did, but you can throw 8 puppies away and get taken to jail or charged with a crime, but you can kill a baby and that's okay. I don't understand.
Let me tell you something. It shows how hypocritical, and it shows how evil the Democrats have become and the left has become. They're fighting for the animals. Yeah. They're fighting for the climate, and they wiped out 61 million babies.
Don't forget they're fighting for the convicts too.
Yeah, they're fighting for convicts to get out. They're fighting for the borders, for people to come over here, become citizens and vote. They're fighting for everything that's un-American. Killing a baby is un-American.
They don't even want the question on the census form if you're a citizen or not. They don't want that. They're fighting it like crazy.
No, they don't want that because they have their reasons. Look, man, listen. I'll say it again. If you listen to me at all, Bubba, I'll say it again. The party of filth and the party of hate that the media helps keep up, if they'll kill babies, and now some of them, Governor Northern, they want to kill babies after they come out the womb, after they're born. If they'll kill babies, why do you think they have a problem with the definition of marriage? Why do you think they would change that a man can be a woman and walk in the bathroom? Why do you think they don't care about that stuff? They don't care about any of it, man. It's all about power, and it's all secularism. It's really satanic. The party is falling off the cliff. Now, look, our country voted for that crap because I don't think they understand. Yeah. But even if they did understand, it made it worse.
Yeah, they had no morals whatsoever.
By the way, the governor is trying to run away from the national party without running away from it. Governor Northern raised him $100,000. Governor Northern wants to kill babies right before they come out, right after. Governor Northern is now a racist according to the Democrat Party, but they hadn't gotten rid of him. It's just, look at it. This party of filth is bad. And guess what? It's happening all over the state of Louisiana. Governor Edwards tries to act like he's not part of it, but he is part of that party. That's who he represents. Matter of fact, he raised money like Governor Northern did for him. He raised money in Mississippi for people who hate Trump. So anyway, got to run, bro. Appreciate the call. Yeah, just watch it. Man, I watch it every day. Now for the death penalty, we let people out of jail early and they rape and kill somebody. And we look the other way. The media looks the other way on everything for him. Worse, almost as bad as when we watched Obama. Obama could have got away with anything he wanted to and did. I got people think Obama was a great president. I feel sorry for him, but they do. Now they got an elections bill, Brandon, where they want to confiscate the whole election process. They want to nationalize the whole election process. They want to nationalize the election process. They want to own it. They want to get rid of Electoral College. They want to add more Supreme Court justices as soon as they get in charge of the House, Senate, and the presidency. They want to be able to elect 4 more Supreme Court justices, go to 13 when they're in charge, and then they put up the 4 additional judges, all liberal Looney Tunes, anti-Christ, anti-Constitution. And then they got 4 new progressives. Wouldn't you like to see AOC make it to the Supreme Court, Brandon?
Nope.
Could you imagine that being on the Supreme Court? Let me ask you another
Although
question.
she couldn't make worse decisions than
Bell
Ruth Bader
Edwards-
Ginsburg, though.
If Bell Edwards was the president,
Yeah.
you think he would appoint a pro-life judge?
Nope.
No, Brandon. You're being nice. Heck no. That's the question you got to ask about his abortion stand. With Bell Edwards in today's environment, and he's the president of the United States, you think he would have ran on a pro-life docket when he was running to win the presidency as a Democrat? But let's say he's sitting there today. Would he pull Obama, who was for traditional marriage the first time he ran? All for changing the definition after the second time. What a joke. All right, you're listening to the Moon Griffon Show.